There are 7 realistic ways to make extra money in midlife. Many people reach midlife and realize they either want additional income or the retirement funds that they have is insufficient and they need additional income to survive. And there could be a lot of different reasons why that's going on. You may have actually planned out retirement properly, but here's some things that could be affecting it, right? Or like I said, you may just want to have some extra cash, to do extra things, to do some things that you have been putting off for a while. So here's some reasons why that could be. Of course, we're already experiencing right now, for some of us, rising living expenses, and that not only just includes your rent or your utilities, it could be food as well, and gas prices and stuff like that. It could include a lot of this stuff, just the basic living expenses are truly going up. And for a lot of people, for some people, that may be hard for them to manage it, or they may look at their finances and say, hey, I got all this set aside. I don't want to tap into that to just pay for basic living expenses. So let me try to make me some extra cash, okay? Hey, dollar bill, and we'll see how it goes. It also could mean that they're trying to pay down some debt. They may be helping family members right now too, so that's tapping into some of the extra income that they have. And also mentioned earlier, funding your personal goals like traveling the world, traveling wherever you want to go, just traveling, right? Or wanting better financial independence, trying to keep up with the rising costs and make sure that you don't have to tap into those reserves. Or maybe you want your money to continue to grow once you retire. There's a myriad of reasons why you would like to have some extra income coming in. So here's the advantage that this group brings to the table when you are looking for an additional additional income, anything that's going to generate some additional income for you. So midlife adults already possess valuable advantages. Here are some of the ones. Work experience. We've been around the block for a while, right? Transferable skills. We kind of know how to morph and adapt to whatever the situation is to get a particular job completed, right? Professional knowledge. We know the world. We've been around here longer than you little whippersnappers out there. You think you know everything. Like, you can come to us for some wisdom at times, is what I'm telling you. Dependability. Research shows that older adults are more dependable when it comes to staying on a job longer than younger generations, right? And generally, community connections. You generally have built those throughout your life, right? So those are the different assets that you bring to the table. So keep that in mind. These are the things that you're working with, right? And here are the reasons why. I listed 7 reasons why it may be advantageous for you to take on that maybe it's a part-time gig, or some type of gig work, or working from home, whatever the case may be. You can turn your existing knowledge. Number one is you can turn your existing knowledge into a service. You've got the experience to do that already. And here's some possible ideas that you could be thinking about. Consulting, freelance writing, although I did hear that starting to take a back seat. To still look into it. Some people may still want to hire you to do some freelance writing. Resume preparation, bookkeeping, grant writing, social media assistance. I can help with that. I've learned a lot, guys. Event planning, administrative support, career or business mentoring within your qualifications, and graphic design and photography. Of course, if you have skills to do all this stuff. Keep in mind, some of this stuff too, guys. This list You may be competing with AI. Now, this is what I've learned with AI, because I do use AI. Actually use it a lot, and I've noticed that even though it can spit out an answer quickly, or it can generate an image for you quickly, it's really not reliable, and sometimes it looks like it's cookie cutter. So if you're trying to stand out, if you want to market yourself in most of those careers I just mentioned, make sure you have a personalized, tailored approach. Now, I mean, you may want to use AI to kind of get a base for what you want to write, but then you also want to go in and make sure you put your own stamp on it, so it doesn't look like you put no effort into what you are generating. Okay, this is what I'm saying. So what you want to do for this first one, you want to write a sentence describing the problem you can solve and the person you can solve it for. That's how you're marketing yourself in that particular field, right? You're trying for, like I said, this is one, you're turning your existing knowledge into service. So if you're doing anything that's writing, freelance, graphic design work, anything like that, you want to make sure that you express to them the disadvantage of using AI, because that's where we are right now. And there isn't a disadvantage to using AI. Like I said, I use it, but I also know how to tailor it when it's not correct. And most of the time I am changing a lot of stuff, but whatever the AI will spit out for me, I'm like, that ain't what I meant to say. And now let me change this up. Or, it'll create a PowerPoint presentation. I'm like, that ain't right. Let me do it on my own, because it will, like I said, it will generate stuff that's general, and it looks like it's AI. And for the trained eye, someone that sees AI a lot will know, like, that was AI generated. You didn't create that, right? The second one, this is right up my alley right here. Teach, tutor, or train others, right? I am a teacher, I'm a tutor, I'm training others right now. So your possible opportunities includes academic tutoring, adult literacy, test preparation, adjunct teaching, online instruction, workplace training, music or art lessons. A lot of this stuff is really just part-time, maybe 1 or 2 hours a week, and it can, depending on where you are, it can generate a lot of extra money for you. Like, let me slide that in my pocket right now. I do, this is what you're telling yourself. I have a lot of knowledge in whatever field when it comes to education and teaching, and you can translate that into additional money. Now, I do know when it comes to higher education, adjunct teaching, they don't require much of your time at all, and the pay is generally pretty good for what you're making hourly, and not much time devoted to it either. Isn't that right? So that's an easy one to make money off of, right? Teaching does not have to occur in a traditional classroom, is what I was saying. Like, it could be individual, small groups, communities, things of that nature. The third one, how you can make money in this age range, is to find flexible part-time or seasonal employment. You may look at a staffing company, retail, customer service. I do know there's one called Reflex. It's an online app, and sometimes they just want you to come in to help them do inventory and stuff like that. So, I mean, a lot of these apps will even allow you, some of these apps will allow you to just choose part-time work here and there, right? Administrative support, hospitality, substitute teaching, election of consensus related work. I actually worked the voting booth one time just to see what it was like. It was quite interesting, and this is what I learned from that experience. Be very nice to those people that are working the balance, okay? Because the voting booths, because they work very long hours and they cannot take off. They can't leave the premises while they're there for all of those 16 hours, 17 hours, however long they're there now. So just be kind to those people, right? You can work at a museum, library, tax seasonal tax season assistance, right? Holiday or tourism, employment, remote customer service. There's a lot of different jobs that you can do that will fulfill those particular rules, right? Because again, too, you do bring that experience to the workforce. Now, here's one. I was on social media one day and I saw this person complaining that all of the older people were taking the gig jobs and we need to get our act together. And I'm like, are you serious? So please do not feel like you are above doing any kind of gig work. It could be very lucrative. I'm not going to share with you the ones that are, but you can just go around and talk to some people. You'll find out the type of money you can make doing good gig work, right? So we're talking about package or food delivery, such like Amazon, right? Ride share, Uber and Lyft, right? Grocery shopping. Now you're talking about Instacart, I believe Spark, right? Moving of furniture assembly, right? You can hire your services out to do that. My son does that sometimes. Errand services. There's so many apps that will allow you to do all of this type of work, right? And local task-based work. So, yeah, just go out there and the beauty of this one is that you work when you want to. If you don't feel like working that day, you don't have to. Just kind of look at it that way. And then if some of the ones like with ride sharing and stuff, you get to meet other people, right? And some of these apps I'm reading here too, they will allow you to get discounts on on gas and some other benefits too, because you are doing you're wasting time and money. Again, too, I am aware that Reflex app is listed under gig work as well. That's the one where you can work in retail at. Right? So just so many things that you can do. Hey, here's number 5, guys, right? You can offer services within your community. That's if you're allowed to do so. Just kind of call around, check out and see what you can and cannot do. Here's some of the ones too. Like I do live in a community with lots of dogs here and I see people walking dogs. I'll be assuming it's their dog, but it may not be, right? Pet sitting or dog walking pays money. House sitting is a wonderful one. You get the house and stuff. All you're doing is occupying a house so that it's not vacant, so that'll be less likely to be targeted for robbery or anything like that, and you get paid to do that. How awesome is that? Cleaning or organizing, meal prep, sewing or alterations. Hey, my generation, we know how to do that sewing. My daughters always ask me, can you sew this for me? I'm like, oh Lord have mercy, I'm gonna teach you how to sew, right? Lawn or gardening assistance, transportation for appointments, errands and grocery assistance, non-medical companionship, just going over to visit people, child care or senior support, right? So those are types of jobs that you can do in this age group that'd be most helpful to a lot of people. We've learned a lot of patience in this age, as you probably already know. We have gained a lot of patience in this age, and so those skills can translate to helping others, right? So number 6 on my list is that you can sell products you create or items you no longer need. And learn how to use OfferUp or go on Facebook Marketplace. There's so many places you go out there and make extra cash. I got a lot of stuff I need to sell, and my daughter's been on me. Mom, take pictures of this. I promise you it will sell, and I need to take her up on that, right? So some of the products that you can consider, and this isn't an exhaustive list, but these are just suggestions, right? So arts and crafts, baked goods when legally permitted. My sister does that. Oh my God, her cakes are absolutely amazing. I am going to tag the name of her bakery in my comments section in the description, so you can reach out to her if you are in the Atlanta area, right? Also too, how about you can sell books, printables, educational material, templates, clothing, accessories, vintage collectible items, furniture, and unused household goods. And as time goes on, you tend to collect a lot of stuff, like it's starting to purge some of this stuff out. I do have some things on mine that I was actually thinking about donating, but maybe I should just sell them, because I'll do the donation thing in a heartbeat, right? But maybe I should just sell them, right? And the seventh reason why, reason why you can do a job at this age and be beneficial, right? Little extra income, earn from an asset you already have. Now, this one, I do want you, some of these things I'm going to list, be careful with it, because if it's something that you are afraid of having it damage, you may not want to put it out there for rental, but we're talking about, or if it could be life-threatening, right? So a spare room, be very discriminating when it comes to that. Make sure that if you are, leasing out a room to someone, that you know them, you know their behaviors and all that, right? Storage space. Now that if you have a garage or something, then you can do that. Parking space, right? A vehicle on a Turo or something like that, you can loan that vehicle out. Tools or equipment, you can loan that stuff out as well. Party supplies, camera equipment, those right there. Make sure, any of this stuff. If you're doing any of these things where you're loaning something out, make sure you get you a contract in place, okay? You want to be able to protect yourself. Formal clothing and recreational equipment, right? Assets may generate income without creating an entirely new job, is how that is working for you. So you have to ask, so here's what I want you guys to do. How do you choose the right opportunity? First of all, you need to be comfortable with what you are doing. Like for me, I would not, first of all, I don't have an extra room, but even if I did, I don't know if I could, lease out one of my bedrooms, but some of you may be okay with, but then it all kind of also depends on who it is you're loaning it to. If it's a family member, I probably would, it'll be extra income for me, so it may just work out. What your goal is too. So here are the 5 questions that you need to ask yourself. What skills, knowledge, or assets do I already have? Look at that first. You may be I can't even talk today, knowledgeable in a lot of things. Like me, I used to do freelance writing a lot. I'm not getting any calls anymore, maybe because people are using AI. You see what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that. I still do other stuff to make other income, extra income, and I enjoy it. How much money do I need to earn? Always have that goal in mind. Now, I am going to tell you guys something. I actually do gig work sometimes when I want to have extra money for our vacations and stuff like that. I don't do it because I need it to pay bills or anything like that. It's just extra money. And so it makes me feel good. I'm like, okay, I got some money in the bank, or just see money growing in my savings account. It makes me feel good about myself, right? So I enjoy doing gig work too. I'm not going to shout out any of the ones on this video, but if you inbox me, I'll let you know the ones that I've done, the ones I recommend, the ones I will say, I do not recommend any of them, but some are just much better than others, right? How many hours can I realistically commit? And that's why I want you to be able to control your time. If you can only commit to 3 hours, don't go out here picking up 5 or 6 hour gigs. That's counterproductive, right? So just kind of look at how much time you can commit to making extra money, right? What expenses and risks will reduce my profit, right? So if you're doing a lot of gig work, you got to look at the gas. So maybe you got 2-3 cars sitting out there. Do you take the eco-friendly car out, or do you take the big monster truck? Okay, those types of things you got to think about, right? Which gonna make me the most money? That type of stuff, right? Do I need predictable income or maximum flexibility? And that's the other thing that you need to look at too. Gig and self-employment income is taxable, even when it's temporary. So there's a lot of other things too you have to think about when you're doing it. But I mean, if you want to make some extra money, go for it, right? So, guys, as always, again, too, I truly enjoy producing these videos. I'm seeing the numbers. It's kind of an ebb and flow. Like at one period, I get like almost every day, it gets several people to join. Then it may slow down for like 4 or 5 days. Then it picks up again. So it kind of up and down, waxes and wanes, right? At any rate, though, the channel is growing, and it's all because of you. And I really thank you guys for tuning in and listening to me give advice. I hope it's been helpful. I truly enjoy presenting it. I will tell you that, and hopefully that you'll continue to tune in. Now, if you like what you're hearing, I would love a like and subscribe. And what we say on this channel, guys, because we are in this together, we are aging boldly. You guys have a wonderful day.